Yeah, I think the first thing I want to say is there are a lot more positives in the game than you might think, and I know people don't like to hear positives after a loss, but there were a lot of positives today, and we can't lose sight of that. We cannot lose sight of that. I can't fault the players' effort at all. They gave everything they had today. They fought till the end again. I thought we'd get the third goal. We were lucky not to. That last chance from Saad to Darlington. It was a game where we didn't get anything to go our way. And sometimes you have games like that. You know, when you look at the two penalties, when you look at the two goals called back, when you look at just the timing of the goals again that they scored, you know, it's the way it's going for us right now. And I do believe that you make your own luck, and you know, we need to make our own luck because we didn't get any luck today at all. I know it will turn. We're gonna go back next week and continue working like we always do. We'll watch the film, we'll show the guys the film, we'll have a full week of training. We have 16 games left, there's plenty of time, but we're all very obviously disappointed to lose another home game. Our fans, you know, deserve better, and we're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right. I think the negative, again, I told you the positives. The negative is we continue to make individual mistakes, and it's very difficult when the first time they're around our goal, it's in the back of the net. And we had numbers. Second two were penalties. In watching them, I think they are penalties. Maybe a bit harsh, but we're kind of stabbing in and not moving our feet. And you know, both penalties are, again, same thing. We have numbers. Neither of the second two penalties are transitions. We're in balance. We have numbers, and it's individual mistakes in moments, and that's what we have to clean up. I think a lot of it's psychological at this point, but again, I'll go back to what I started with. There are a lot more positives in the game than you might think, and myself, the players, the coaching staff, we're not going to lose sight of that.
Jacob, would you like to start us off with a question?
Sure. Certainly fifth minute, never like to give up a goal, but this is the fifth time in eight games given up two in the first half. What are you seeing between kind of the first and second goal? Are you feel like giving up the early first goal is affecting the team and how they play?
Yeah, because again, when you saw the start of the game, you know, we were up for it. We were knocking on the door. We were ready to go. We had a couple looks, and it seems like we're giving up the goal in the first chance that the opponent gets. And you know, I think the psychology in our defenders right now needs to change. You know, they need to be more confident in those moments and get back to fundamentals. You know, individual defending in a back four. You know, simple stuff. Because we seem for some reason just, you know, a little bit nervy and kind of scrambling in around our box. I don't know why. I don't know why that changed. But we'll correct it and we'll sort it out. And for sure, personnel helps, and stability and continuity will help. So when we get healthy and we can set our back four, then we need to roll with it. We need to continue to build confidence in that group because that's where we're struggling right now. We're scoring goals right now. Happy with that. But you know, we have a few guys that aren't in form and a few guys that aren't confident right now. So it's my job to figure that out and to try to get those guys playing well. Because for sure I take responsibility for that. Whether it's training, whether it's, you know, messages, but you do get sometimes players that dip in form. It happens, and we're seeing that a little bit right now. When you look at those goals we've given up, the last three, most of them are individual.
and most of them appear to be in transition, at least the other night. Maybe, I thought so tonight. Just, is that kind of the main area you would like to see improvement, or is it just overall in every phase?
I mean, the first one is transition.
Right.
Second couple, we're in balance for long enough to not call it a transition, in my opinion. Maybe the second one was a little quicker, but depends on what you call a transition. For me, a transition is when your numbers are high and it's a quick 7 seconds to goal. That's a transition, in my opinion. First one was that. But in all the scenarios, we had numbers, whereas the last game we didn't in a few situations. But in all these scenarios today, it wasn't the numbers we had, it wasn't the organization we had. It was literally not individually making a play and not moving our feet, giving up 2 penalties. You know, penalties are tough to give up. You give up 2 in one game. And the first goal, you'll see it's just a simple wall pass that we have to track. You know, that combination better. Those are things we work on and talk about a lot. So, you know, again, we'll keep working on it. We'll stay positive. Feels very low right now. The players are tired. You know, we need to rest, recover, take a couple days off, and then get back to work.
Offensively, I know the goals are coming, but they seem to come after you guys have fallen down these last several games. I think before Jonathan scored, I think you guys had 2 shots, none on goal, if I'm right. You talked about scoring that first goal, and obviously that's important, but getting more chances earlier, is that something that can maybe turn things and help a defense that, like you said, is kind of off right now?
Well, I mean, when you look at us giving up a goal in the 5th minute, I mean, you want us to score in the 4th minute? I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when you look at New York City, it's the 13th minute. When you look at the last DC game, it's 18 minutes. I mean, you need time to score goals. You know, so I don't look at it that way at all. I look at the opposite. You know, we can't be giving up the first goal and the first chance the opponent gets in situations that we shouldn't give up the goal.
Liam at center back, a new thing for us. Just what went into the decision to do that? Obviously, rotation, I know.
Played well.
Yeah.
Thought he was one of
Yeah.
the better players on the day, to be honest with you. I don't think he gave a pass away, and I thought he defended intelligently. And yeah, we just, again, trying to flip switches to get guys confident. And you know, we went back to Harry, who, you know, has a lot of experience. You know, we expect him to have good performances. We wanted to get him back in after New York City. You know, there were a couple moments in that game where I thought could have been better, and today as well. You know, so we need to get him playing better. But I thought Liam played extremely well, and we just wanted to get some confidence in that back four.
We saw Luis leave. It looked like he was holding his shoulder. Do you have any update on him?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't even talked to the doctor. Sorry.
Then I guess we saw Luis and Derek get those goals with the VAR disallowing it, but even then, seeing Luis and Derek get shot in the back of the net, do you think this is sort of a tide turning for the offense where you can start seeing more guys scoring goals? Obviously, Kevin getting one on Wednesday, Pedro getting a penalty as well.
Yeah, I think you guys said it. You know, we have to not concede early. You know, you could say we have to start better, but I don't look at it that way. We're starting fine. We have to defend better in the early stages of matches. And for me, a lot of that's confidence. And I don't know why a few guys' confidence has dipped, but it happens when you give up goals and you make mistakes. You know, even the best players can lose confidence. So we need to get confidence individually and collectively in the back four. But I think the attack, actually, from my standpoint, has been improved. That side of it, I think we look lively. I've said it. We look like we're knocking on the door. We look like we're getting in key spots. We look like we're going to score goals. It's just you can't give up an early goal and then a second goal. There's no attack in the league that's going to continue to come back from 2 goals down, especially the third game in 8 days. the energy that you have to give to come back from 2 goals down, and to have to do that every single game, it's impossible, you know, and we can't concede easy goals on mistakes early in the match, and we need to correct that, and we will correct it.
Did you get a good look at Luis Diaz's offside call?
I thought that was on. If they didn't put the flag up, they'd probably leave it on. I don't know why they didn't review. I don't know why they didn't call it back, to be honest with you. Derek's was off. Again, I think both penalties were penalties. Can't be in the box, diving in and stabbing in.
Yeah.
But I think, again, if you look at it, it's in those moments, watch them. Watch the penalties. We look nervy. We don't look comfortable. We don't look confident. And that happens sometimes when you've been giving up goals. So we got to stabilize our team mentally and get guys in that are going to be confident.
And I guess last thing, when it is individual moments, I don't want to make a big deal of it because you
Yeah.
got 16 games left or whatever, but how do you, as a coach, kind of approach this moment when it is just simple in-the-moment mistakes, not stuff that you really have control over?
Well, it's tough. It's easy and hard. It's easy because you know it needs to change. You know, we need to get a couple guys playing better. You know, we need to get those mistakes corrected. The guys know that. I know it. It's the same as last game.
Yeah.
You leave the game going. Hard to do much about that. You know, those are plays you have to make, and we usually make. Don't know why we're not making them right now. So that's the easy part, is knowing what needs to change, and everybody knows that. The hard part is, how do you change it? Do you change the players? Do you just continue to have faith? I'm a loyal guy. I tend to have faith. I tend to go back to training. But also, when it's 1, 2, 3 games, you start to go, okay, well, maybe we need to find a different solution. That was kind of what we were thinking a little bit on Liam. We are thin as well, so there's not a ton of options, but we've got some backs that are better defenders, and we don't get as much attack. So do we go that route, or do we continue to, go with guys that are going to be more attacking guys? Right now, we're giving up too many goals, so we need to think about that back four and how we can stop the bleeding.
Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.